yesterday we discussed about the something like cloud, how it works, okay, and what is the basic things are there, okay. Now if what is the reason to go to the AWS and everything we discussed. Now if let's go to the in deep and how the technical point of view, how the mapping is happening, okay, everything. So
Okay.
let's talk to the how it's a mapping is going to happen, okay. When I say mapping is going to happen, see, then on premise we are suggesting like a certain on premise services are there and how it is going to be helpful are mapped at the AWS level, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so in on on-premise we have a certain components like a firewall, security, and identity management or user management is there, okay. So the similar things AWS is already have. The only thing is the firewall rules is called as a security groups, and any your router level settings and everything at on-premise one we are managing using a NACL security, NACLs and routing tables, okay. And coming to the users, the user management is there. The user management is completely managed using a identity access management, okay. That is nothing but your IAM, okay. Identity access management is a policy where you can manage your user management and everything. So this is a at a high level mapping point of view. When it comes to the firewall, we have a firewall point of view and load balancing a particular request and everything. So the similar things are available in a AWS. That is nothing but a elastic load balancers. Elastic load balancer. Now we have a ALBs are so there application load balancers to manage within the network, within the network with cider range or your network cider range and allocating particular IP addresses. All those things within that group we can manage using a VPC. Okay, virtual private cloud, okay. Once you create a
Okay.
virtual private cloud, you can define your cider range, okay, in a cider range with specific subnet. So the control will be within you, what is the cider range or what is the we are giving to them, okay. That is a VPC. So when it comes to the servers, on premise we have a servers, we'll talk about the servers and everything, VMs. So the same concept when it comes to the cloud, AWS point of view, what we are saying here is the similar technology or similar terminology point of view. They are saying here AMIs, Amazon Machine Images, okay, Amazon Machine Images, and EC2, Elastic Cloud Computing Services, okay, and that is called instances, okay. And instances, we have a different types of compute concepts, that is the compute concepts are there. We'll discuss in detail about the compute concepts, what are the computes are there, how to handle it, and how each compute is going to work. And there we'll discuss about more about the what are the different methodologies or methods, different ways to manage a compute, okay. So that's one thing. And last layer, the next layer is something like the people where we'll say about the database storage. In general, storage and database is there. We have a NAS, we have a SAN, and we have a DAS is there, data access storage, and RDBMS. Most of the RDBMS are there. So how it is mapping to the at a AWS level. So AWS level, the mapping is happening at a imperial storage device, EBS elastic block storage, okay, and S3 simple storage service, and RDS, okay, relational database services. So we have a lot of RDS are there, and we will discuss about how to use the S3 services, what is the simple storage services, okay. So what is the benefit of using S3 storage, okay, and what are the methods, what are the different ways of S3s are there, how to define a life cycle policies, what is an advantage of defining a life cycle policy, okay? And when you talk about the S3 will always say like simple storage service, in which case we have to go for a simple storage service, and in which case we have to go for a elastic block storage, EBS volumes. So those things we will discuss in detail, and when you go for a mapping point of view. So the current the reason behind to keep this as a current one is something like just to give a information about the how the mapping is happening, between your on-premise services and cloud services. Clear?
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. See, we are talking so many services, so many services, and how the aws business view is there, how the aws is going to help us, how the business view is going to help to us. Okay, so in that case, the aws is offering us so many layers or so many supports point of view. So aws is saying technical and business supports. Okay, so see, when we took an instance, or when we are starting using a aws, what is an advantage for us? Okay, how they are going to help us? Yes, aws has their support team is there. Okay, which is going to if you need any help on the technical support, if you need any assistance on the, or if you need any guidance on the any new support, new solutions, or new services, we can raise a ticket to the support team. So no, it's not possible for a free team, a free people, I mean, if you're going in a free tier, but if you're for all other things, you can raise a support ticket. Okay, the slas will change, premium, gold, and other people, but you can raise a ticket and you can get the information from them. And the professional services, they are offering a professional services. In case of you're doing any you're would like to build a new systems or new things, where their professionals come and help us, their professionals can guide you and understanding of how to utilize this service. The professional service also there. And partner ecosystems, where they'll come as a partners eco, we can build it as a new systems. As a partner, they will come and incorporate they will give us a certain team, which they incorporate us, their members, and they will help us in building a new systems.
Okay.
As a partner, they'll work at us. Okay, and everyone knows that they are offering us so many training and certification programs. Okay, and once the training and certification programs are there, that will be helpful for us understanding the all the services. And once you certified, they will say, okay, you can go for a next certification path, and what is the learning path they will decide is. And account management, so this aws services, everything is associated or tightly coupled with a certain particular account. Okay, one account number and everything is going to couple. And region is not specific to region, but it is tightly coupled with a one account. When we have a multiple accounts, how to manage it? Okay, and how do we manage this specific account managements? When I have a multiple accounts, like I want to maintain a dev account is a separately, I want to maintain a sit system integration account. When I want to manage a pre-production or production, how do you manage it? How do you go for a billing point of view? All this account management. With account management, if you are a premier, if you are a premium customer, okay, then they will allocate a tam, technical account manager. So technical account manager will assist us how to manage our accounts. That's one thing. And solution architects, solution architects are available there, aws. So they will come and help us in any solutioning. Whenever you're doing any solutions and everything, so they will help us. So say that, okay, why don't we try like this? Okay, you're on need basis. It's not something like they will come and charge help you in everything. Whenever you request them and say that we needed some solution architects ideas or thoughts on this one, so then they will come and help us in a solution architects, and say that, okay, if you are doing like this, from a aws best practices, from the solutioning point of view, this is a better way. They will help you on that area. Okay, the solution architects. And always there is a security and pricing reports. Whenever on immediate basis, if you say I want to secure how my entire estate is there with against the security compliance, so then they will generate and give you security reports. And if you say, okay, how is my overall uh, uh, report cost report is happening, how is the costing is happening, could you help us? Then automatically the pricing reports they will generate and they will give it to you. So these are the technical and business support point of view AWS is offering. Okay, we will come back to the marketplace. Before come back to the marketplace, let's discuss about the infrastructure as a service. Okay, what they are offering as an infrastructure as a service. Uh, Mohammed, you have any idea about the infrastructure as a service or platform as a service?
Not much idea about that.
Okay, so let me go back to the we'll talk about the infrastructure as a service. And okay, so let's talk about this. See, what is a traditional IT point of view? What is the traditional IT side is offering? In a traditional IT offering, application data, see how the applications are deployed. So if you ask me traditional, see, infrastructure will be there, on top of the storage will be there, and you have a one platform, OS or any platform is going to define, and applications we have to do it. Once the application always offers a services, certain service, then the client has to use that or consume that, extra utilize the services. That's what
Yeah.
the any traditional model. Any when you are building any software, this is a model. So in traditional IT side, whatever we are discussing, so in traditional IT, everything is managed by us. You see, you are going to manage it. That's a us. Okay, we are going to manage it. So when we say infrastructure as a IT, infrastructure as a service, when they are offering infrastructure as a service, then the thing is, they will offer you application. So here, everything they are going to deliver it is your networking components, storage, servers, virtualization, and operating system. They will deliver for you. They will deliver for you to everything. So rest of the things you have to manage it. Middleware, runtime, data, application, you have to manage it. So when they offer as an infrastructure as a service, what is an advantage for us? So when they offer as an infrastructure as a service, the main advantage is we don't need to worry about the server power cabling. Okay, and we don't need to worry about the storage, what storage, how the storage is mounted, what is the mechanism, and what is the networking, what ports are they are using it, ethernet you can select how many number of NAC we want it. Okay, so you network cables. Okay, you can say I want two ethernet cards, three ethernet cards, you can get it. Okay, but when you choose automatically public IP or elastic IP, you will get a public and as well as local ethernet. So what type of servers we are launching, what is the underlying virtualization, we don't need to worry about, because they are offering you completely an infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure, storage, they are offering you. So on top of that, we what as an ops team or an infrastructure management team, what we have to manage is, what is my middleware, what is my runtime, how the data is managed, and what is an applications process. That is my infrastructure as a service.
Okay.
You got it right?
Yeah, I
So
got that.
we have a lot of other things like platform as a service. So they are offering a platform as a service also. So when they are offering platform as a service, what is an advantage? They are going way beyond that. Till after operating system, they are offering you a middleware and runtime components also. Only thing is, as a sorry, as ops team, you have to manage data and applications only.
So this is suitable for me, like a hosting application.
Yes, see, we have a different services are there. We have to select it. Okay, we'll discuss about the what are the platform as a service they are offering, what is software as a
Okay.
service they are offering. Okay, we'll discuss about it.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one is software as a service. Everything they will offer you as a software as a service. The software as a service also they are offering. Only thing is, you have to utilize the software and you have to consume the software and adopt the you use the software. That's it. Like, if you are familiar with Splunk, any idea of Splunk? You heard about Splunk?
Sorry.
Splunk is a log management system. Okay, centralized
No.
log management. Okay, Splunk is
Okay.
offering a software as a service. We have a lot of vendors they are offering as a software as a service. So we just need to consume that software and utilize it. Like, if you see, uh, one category of software as service, people will say database as a service, DB as a service. But
Okay.
database is a software they are offering as a service to us. Okay, like RDS, everything is considered as a database as a service. Let's go back to the, now you understood, right, how the
Yeah.
traditional IT is working, how the infrastructure as a service, how the platform as a service, and software as a service. So now the people trend everything is, what is it now, the most of the times trend is like infrastructure as a code, not as a service. Now everyone is going with the infrastructure as a code. They are building infrastructure everything as a code, not as a service.
Okay.
Now the people everything, see, and in a DevOps deployments, everything it's going on the one after one, right? So when I want to launch in a DevOps in a agile model, okay, I have to control my infrastructure also. I want to manage it as a the way I want it is. So that's the reason we will say infrastructure as a service, and we will infrastructure as a code, and during that launch and everything we can easily build a infrastructure, and as well as if it's not required we can delete the infrastructure also. we'll
Okay.
discuss we'll discuss in detail about that. So
Okay.
let's take a break. Let's come back to the previous slide where we are discussing about the what is AWS is offering.
Yeah.
So as an infrastructure as a service, okay, if you see infrastructure as a service, uh, AWS is offering a lot of regions. Okay, so different regions is happening. What is a region? What is the purpose of region? We'll discuss. Okay, but if you talk about the regions they are offering here, there's if you talk, a region is nothing but a specific data center located in a particular global region. Okay, so let us suppose in Asia we want one region. I'm just giving an example. In Singapore one region, in China one region. Okay, or Ireland, Dublin is one region. Okay, Ireland. Okay, and US we have a US East is one region. Okay, so specifically they given a different regions for us. Okay, and they
Okay.
are saying in this region you can launch your infrastructure. Okay, so
Yeah.
they are offering that service as an infrastructure as a service.
Okay.
And coming back to the availability zones, what is an availability zone? Availability zones are nothing but a within the region for a resilience or high availability purpose they build it. So when we discuss, so this is a high level view thought process. We will discuss in detail about each and every service.
Okay.
This is a high level thought process only. So then what will happen is, see, availability zones, what is the difference between a regions and what is between the availability zones? Okay, so we'll discuss. And compute, the compute is a major critical one where are important one which we are saying. In compute, what is an advantage of a compute? What are the different services as a compute they are offering? Okay, I think we already discussed in a compute, EC2 is the one thing which they are offering already. Okay, and they are offering some other compute systems also. Okay, what is an advantage of going for other compute systems? In which case we have to choose that compute systems, and in which case we have to use a EC2, and to use a EC2 in efficient manner, how to use it EC2, and all those things we'll discuss. Clear? Hello.
Uh,
Yeah. So in a compute systems, if you talk, like, we know that it is offering EC2 is one example, and uh, so elastic load balancing is one example, and we have a elastic search. Okay, they're offering a sorry, not elastic search is a software. Elastic beanstalk is one offering. Okay, they're offering, and we'll discuss more about the auto scaling when we talk about the auto scaling. How to do the auto scaling we'll discuss. And people now, I think if you heard about the people are talking about the uh, dockers, most of the times dockers. Okay, what is a
yeah.
docker? Okay, the similar type of service, how the AWS is offering. So they are offering ECS, elastic container services. How the dockers are,
Why it is
the
what is ECS?
elastic container service. Okay,
Okay. That
elastic
means
container service. Elastic container service is a it is like similar to your Docker functionality. Okay, but it's AWS. Okay, AWS specific thing. So but we have to understand what is the what are the services and how to use the ECS. It's part of compute only. It's a part of your compute service only.
Okay.
And we have a lambda also. Lambda function is also there, AWS lambda. But what is an advantage of using a lambda, and which case we have to use the lambda? Okay, that's the
Yeah.
one question is. So what are the purpose of the lambda? In which case if you use it? We'll talk about something at serverless. Okay, serverless technology. The serverless technology purpose we use a lambda. But in detail we'll discuss about the what is an advantage, where we will use it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
if you see as an infrastructure as a service, we are saying we have so many services they are offering already. Okay, and if you see storage, if you come to the storage, in a storage also they are offering so many services like S3, Glacier, and CloudFront. They are talking about elastic file systems. Elastic file system is nothing but if you are familiar with NAS or SAN. Okay,
Actually, it means if I want to use AWS for only for storage purpose, I can use for my
yes,
application, right?
yes, S3, we'll use it for S3. And as I said again, CloudFront, when to use S3, when to use a CloudFront, what are the services? So those things we'll discuss there. Okay,
Okay. Actually, where it
and
is this hosting the application in which section it will come.
hosting an application is to host an application we need a S3 bucket. Okay, I mean depends hosting an application, what type of application are hosting. If you are hosting a website, let us suppose if you're talking about the website point of view, so then we'll talk about the CDN, content delivery network. Okay, CDN. Okay, how the content is going to be delivered. Okay, and how the your where to use the when to use the S3 bucket, how the load balancing is used, and do we really require a route 53? Are we going to define about the edge locations? What is the advantage of edge locations? So this is only when we are talking about a one of the web page point of view. Okay, let's come back to the normal standard application. Okay, okay. So
Like
then
web application or desktop
yeah,
application.
web application, let's go for a web application. So when you're talking
Uh,
about web applications, how to
enterprise
define
application.
web applications, what is the database component, is there is any database component as there or not. So it's more like a we have a multi-tier architecture. We'll go with the database tier is there or not, and
Yeah.
we'll discuss about the application layer is there or not. Do we require really require a web server or application server is enough, and what is the load balance, how the load balancing is happening. So application the capabilities are existing application load balancing. Application supports that application load balancing capabilities, or do we need a additional software load balancer, so that you go with the always we'll go with the software load balancer only. We'll go with a elastic load balancer. With the elastic load balancer, by default you will get a round robin fashion. But what is an advantage of using a application load balancer, in which case we will use? So those things we'll discuss when we're talking. Once you know the individual services, okay, then we will combine it all those things. Okay, then we will define or how to launch, how to deploy, or how to migrate a one application from on-premise to the cloud. We'll discuss
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I say now directly we get into there, right? So if I don't discuss about the elastic load balancer, application load balancer, when we are launching an application, so let us suppose, let's go with the ALB, I'll say, then automatically we'll say what is an advantage of ELB or ALB. So that's the reason we'll cover up the fundamental point of view, all the individual services where to use. Then
Okay.
we'll take in we'll do a use cases point of view, how to migrate a services, or how
Okay.
to migrate so as we discussed yesterday, we'll take the use
Okay.
cases.
Okay. In between, just one doubt.
Yes, please.
You were talking about application server as well as web server. What is the
Yes.
difference between the? I don't
So
know
now
more
if you
about kind of
uh, you heard about the web logic. Okay, web servers, web servers are nothing but your Apache Tomcat and everything.
so
Okay,
that I
where
got
we
it.
have
The application server.
You know the difference between application server and web server? Which
No.
application server you are using? So that's what I'm saying. I'm just giving an examples like web server. If you go with a web server, is an Apache Tomcat as web servers. Okay,
Okay.
where we don't have a more business logic and everything, where you are going to use for a URL redirection purpose also. Whereas you'll define a context. From that context, you are going to redirect it. Okay, whereas
Okay.
application servers where that it can handle more business logic. Okay, and it can redirect it, like if you see web logic, web sphere. Okay, and this can be considered as a application servers. If you
Okay.
are good at, if you heard about old legacy like OS application service, Oracle application servers, and OC4J application for content for a Java. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. Those can come in
yeah,
application server. So,
yeah, and
so
Windows.
in our case, only web server is enough, I think.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's applicable for you, but when we're talking about generic things, we have to go with a uh,
Okay.
to know about everything. We are generically we're going. If you're good at
Okay.
IAS also, okay, we will
Okay.
go with in Windows more. It is IAS is a popular, okay, and some people are going with a Glassfish. Glassfish is also good, okay, and
Okay.
if you're good at you may heard about the JBoss. JBoss is also there. Okay,
Okay.
we have a lot of concepts are there, and we'll discuss about that one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So coming back to here, as it is infrastructure as a service, it is offering, and we have so many security tools. Networking, let's go with infrastructure as a service closing, and networking database, the database services they are offering, and it is offering a CDN, content delivery network. So the content, how to do it, how to deliver it, okay, how we will deliver it, what is the best way to deliver a content, everything we'll discuss.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a AWS offering as, all these things as a infrastructure as a service.
Okay.
Okay, and if you go to the platform as a service, as a complete platform, so it is offering a database platform. So if you go, already divide as a different towers. Okay, analytic towers, mobile specific towers, if you want to define anything, or if you're looking for a development. So especially if you're development background, right? If you're looking for a development tools, so already we have a lot of development tools are there: code commit, code deploy, pipeline, and build. Okay, so we have a different how to code commit is, how to code commit will it's a more acts as a repository. Code to deploy, when we want to deploy any code deployment, how did it happen? When you define a when you want to define a pipeline, okay, a proper workflow using a CI/CD deployment, okay, then you can use for a code pipeline. And you want to build it, code build, you want to build it, then you have to go for a code build. So these are the just examples I give it, like, and you can define your DevOps methodology here and implement it.
Okay.
That's from a development point of view. They're offering platform as a service. And you can, when you want to build a if you want to build a different uh, mobile apps or any apps, then you can use a app tower, where they're saying data store is there, real time we can store it, and identity we can use it, and we can define we can use the existing customized existing functions, and you can define your own functions and for methodologies to use it. Okay, and the next layer, what we are saying is management tools. Okay, AWS is offering so many management tools like AWS CloudWatch. Okay, and AWS so we have a cloud trial is there, config is there, ops work is there, and trusted advisor. So trusted advisor is the one advisor, it's used for a, we have to opt separately. The trusted advisor will give you a helpful information, how is your account is there, whether any security threats are there, everything they are offering you. That's a trusted advisor. And apart from that, we have a as we already discussed about the we didn't discuss about the security or security identity management, security and identity. So we have a IAM, identity access management. In security comes, it is a PPC is one thing, IAM is coming, and see, most of the people now going with the WAF. Okay, web access firewall. Okay, so we'll discuss about I hope you are, so what is your access firewall? Are you using any Imperva or anything else?
No,
How you are
nothing.
managing? Okay, So we have a in generally we have a web access firewall. How to use the web access firewall? Okay, we should know that.
Okay.
We'll discuss about the web access firewall, how to do that one, what is an advantage of using a AWS WAF, okay, all those things. So the high level picture what I would like to give is like we have a in a high level AWS offering at a tower level or a specific technology point of view, whatever you select it, there is a service are available and we can utilize the services and deploy it. Okay, so technical support point of view, AWS team is going to support. And I forgot to tell you the marketplace. A marketplace is you utilize existing any of these services, you customize it, and you can publish back to the teams to utilize it. Okay, so when I said it is like a you are building your let us suppose you're building a one service, or you're building a one service where they can simply in few clicks they can launch they can launch a website. I'm just giving an example. Okay, and
Okay.
you want to sell that one in a marketplace, so you utilize AWS any of the AMI or any services, and you place this in a AWS marketplace so that anyone else can be utilize consume it and use it.
Okay.
Okay, that is a marketplace. So this is again as we discussed, like this is a high level viewpoint of view.
Okay.
Yeah, so the same thing we are discussing here, how the infrastructure as a service will happen. So the cloud is going to infrastructure is provided, only infrastructure is provided in a platform as a service. Okay, infrastructure and platform as a service is going to provided in a SaaS, software as a service, infrastructure, platform, and the corresponding software is again provided as a service. We just need to utilize, use it, consume it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we already discussed about this one.
Yeah.
I'm just giving an example. Okay, so if you see infrastructure as a service, okay, rent, processing, storage, network capacity, and computing services, resources. So in the core, so the reason to mention AWS or Rackspace here, they started with a infrastructure as a service process. Now they are offering everything, platform as a service, software as a service, but their core area, this when they started it as infrastructure as a service. Now if
Okay.
you see the platform as a service, Google App Engine and Windows Azure, I mean AWS Azure. Okay, when they sorry, Microsoft Azure. Okay, when they started offering as a platform as a service. Okay, so Azure we have a lot of services where they're very good at the platform as a service component point of view. They begin like that. Okay, now if you see software as a service, Salesforce CRM, if you heard about the Salesforce CRM, Salesforce
Yeah.
CRM is a software as a service they are offering. Okay, and
Yeah.
as I said, like Splunk. Okay, we have a lot of other things are there.
Yeah.
Lotus Live is also there, but Lotus Live is not much popular, but Splunk and security, a lot of security uh, tools are there, websites are services are there which they are offering to run your security things. Like if you heard about the Tenable is again one of the security software as a service they are offering is.
Okay. Actually, in my case, I think software as service is my
Yeah,
learning point. Yeah.
but again, sir, you are going to build a service. Okay, you're going to build a software or building a software and your service you are going to consume it, right? You cannot
Yeah.
define as a software as a service is adaptable for you. The reason I'm saying, you can
Yeah.
go for a, if I'm at your place, I will think about a platform as a service, because I
Okay.
I'm not see. Let us suppose you are doing any VC, you're doing in a .NET or C sharp. If I get a C sharp or .NET as a platform, then I can deploy my code there, and so that it can be utilized for me. Okay. If I'm getting a
Okay.
software as a service, there is no use, right? Because everything is they already built it. I just need to use it,
Okay.
because you have to deploy your applications, right?
Yeah, I want to. I have actually. Suppose I have an enterprise application. I want to deploy in AWS. So it will
Yeah.
come. I have to use their cloud infrastructure,
Yes, you have to use
then
their cloud
we
infrastructure.
will, yeah,
Yes, but as I said, like you have to use the cloud infrastructure, but that cloud infrastructure point of view, you have to use it only your, uh, as I said, like you are going to deploy your enterprise application. You are not going
yeah,
to consume the existing application. So in that case, you can go for either infrastructure as a service or platform as a
platform
service.
as service. Okay, that
Okay.
means I am using their platform
Yes.
as a service.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Only thing is when you're going with infrastructure as a service or platform as a service, especially infrastructure as a service, the overhead or the major concern is here. uh, Once we get an infrastructure, we have to manage your softwares on that infrastructure. Okay, how do you manage the data? How do you manage your security at the operating system level? How do you manage the user management? So we need again the underlying apps team to manage the infrastructure.
okay,
Sorry. Yeah. So again, the same thing, the same classification which we discussed, I mentioned here: compute, storage, content delivery, database, and networking. These are the major classification of AWS services which we are going to discuss in detail about that.
oh, okay, okay,
Okay, so when I say like
okay,
enterprise application, how the AWS Amazon Work Docs works, how the work mail works. Okay, if you see,
okay, okay,
let all those things we'll discuss.
okay, including this a load balancer and security certificates, those
Everything.
kind of things.
Yes.
Okay,
So if you see in a let me tell you, give a high level compute one. We are going to discuss about the EC2, elastic load balancing, elastic beanstalk, auto scaling, and lambda. Okay, we didn't get a chance to discuss about the ECS, but we'll try to cover it. Okay.
okay, okay,
And coming to the if analytics point of view, so we'll talk about the elastic what is where to use the EMR, where to use the kinesis, where to use the uh, quick site, and where to use the data pipeline. These things we'll discuss. So when you
okay,
talk about the application services, we'll talk about the what is an API gateway, how to use the cloud search. Okay, how to use the SQS. Okay, simple queue services. Okay, how to use the SAS SWF workflow service. Okay, all those things we'll discuss.
okay,
Okay, so enterprise applications, as I said, like we'll discuss about the workspace, we'll discuss about the work mile. Okay, and compute we already covered. And storage we are going to discuss about the S3, we are going to discuss about the Glacier and CloudFront, ECS, sorry, EFS, and how the storage gateway we use it. And we'll discuss in Snowball, where to use the Snowball
okay,
in databases. See, uh, without everything, see, compute, storage, database, networking, management tools, and security network, security and identity, without missing, I'm going to cover everything on that one. Okay, management tools, because that is the heart of your AWS. That is the heart of your AWS. Then
okay.
only you can
Management
learn
tools.
yeah, management tools. So compute, storage, content, database, networking, management tools, and security and identity. If you are good at that one, you can switch to the, or you can decide your next path.
Okay,
Okay. So once we done this one, see, as I said, like yesterday also, I'm showing like how it is growing, how it is happen. These are 4,000 services are there. Okay, elastic container, EC2 container services. Okay, and as I said, like code commit, EC2 container services, and EFS file system, elastic file systems, QuickSight, and we have a Internet of Things, IoT. All those things are there. These are the major services is there. So once you done these services, once you get a services, or after this discussion, what you'll get, what is the gain you are getting it. So you will get a gain, as we discussed yesterday. You should be in a position to directly write in a cloud solution architect certificate, and once you do a more practice on the your all the services, you should be in a position to write a sysops exams also.
Okay. Which first one? Which was that? Cloud.
So solution architect, certified solution architect associate,
Okay, the
associate
first one,
sol- yes,
AWS Certified Solution
this one,
Architect.
this one.
Ah,
Okay,
this one. Okay.
you have a associate is there, professional is there, you can write this associate. Okay,
Okay.
so a developer or sysops, you have to do more hands-on, do a different scenarios, use cases, then you can go with it. But to write
Actually,
this,
this
yeah,
is the exam is online exam,
yes,
and how it is applying through AWS website.
no, we can go for a we have to register it, and we have a what is it, permanent centers are there, you have to go and write the permanent centers.
Okay, not online.
No, not really. You cannot do it from here from home, but we can go to the centers, okay, permanent centers, then you can do a online exam.
Okay, what's the actual fees of the that certification exam?
It varies from a one each certification things. Okay, if you talk about the
Okay,
solution architect, developers, and sysops, okay, it's
then
around 10,000 to 11,000.
okay, okay,
Okay,
okay, okay,
and it is valid for 3 years.
okay,
Every 3 years you have to again you have to go for a next one.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah, clear.
so this is again same thing what we are discussing. Okay, so any questions and answers, because this from next class we are going to directly go to the how directly deep drive of the each and every services.
Okay. Also, lifetime practice also will be there.
Yes, we'll do the practicals. See, when maybe first 2 3 max I can say 2 3 classes, okay, this one is done, maybe next 2 classes you'll get a theory. After that, theory and practical
Okay.
both we will do it.
Okay. Okay. So, as I like me, actually, I'm a pure developer, not that much expert or just a beginner in networking level. So, is it
Yeah,
comfortable for me also?
yeah, it's comfortable. See, the only thing is, again, as I
Uh,
said, like you have to put your efforts from your side also. Okay, then
okay.
only.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. Actually, I was hosting my application in VPN, VPS, Virtual Private Network,
Okay,
like Linode and DigitalOcean.
okay,
I was doing with help of my friend. He's working as network engineer. With
okay.
help of him, I am hosting my application is there. If I
Okay.
am completing this course very successfully, then I can host myself
Yeah,
in
you can host it.
AWS.
Yes, you can host it yourself, and you can go
Okay,
for a hosting your application with a cost optimized mode. Okay, not in a
okay,
we can go for a, we'll discuss how to do a cost optimized mode from you, then you can easily launch it. You can host it
okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
more
Now,
here
yeah,
we'll discuss more about the cost optimization also. Okay, we are taking a real time how the cost optimization will happen, how to do the cost optimization, because in real world what will happen, we have to, once you launch everything, we have to consider about the cost optimization techniques also, how to do a
uh, uh,
cost optimization.
okay,
Okay,
okay. So, nothing else from my side.
yeah,
Okay, I got a very understanding of AWS.
yeah,
Thank you for this demo. Then
thank you,
I will discuss more with that lady
yeah,
Bindu, right?
yes please, yes please. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, thanks for your time, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Thank you.